All right, welcome, Undrafted Hockey Fan. I am Brad, and today we got Jason back on another pod, and my brother Tyler. Heck yeah, joining us. Finally, happy to have you, Ty. I talked to Jay earlier. Ty, how you doing?
Good, doing really good.
Is that a good
Hanging in
throw?
there.
Is that a good
Yeah,
throw?
thanks for having me. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
you're welcome, dude. Thanks for coming on. So, today we're gonna be hitting up a couple of UFA signings, talking about Draisaitl signing that massive, biggest contract, not biggest contract signed ever in the NHL, but highest hit per year at 14 million. We got Crosby, we have Jarvis, Raymond. We'll take a little break and talk a little bit about Nashville's UFA signings as well as Chicago's. So, but let's jump right into the big guy. We got Draisaitl. I mean, 8 years. $14 million, $112 million a year. I know, Jay, you mentioned before. What do you think about that one?
It's good, but it's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, yeah, I held back. But yeah, I don't. He ain't worth $14 million.
You don't think he's worth $14 million?
No,
buddy. You're just starting off hot, aren't you?
No. Listen, $14 million. What's the salary cap right now? We'll do some quick math.
86. Actually, I can tell you the percentage. Actually,
okay. Yeah. What's the percentage of the cap?
15.9. Right
Dumb. One dude takes up 15% of all the money. What are we doing? Spread the wealth, man.
Matthews is Matthews signed this year 13.25.
Come on, dude. I mean, Toronto's a whole different story. Toronto has 4 dudes making 80% of the money.
Dude, yeah, it's stupid, get out, dude. Yeah. It's honestly, it's dumb, dude. It's a lot of money, but dude, I mean, like, if you're gonna pay somebody, is it not Draisaitl? Is it not like, mind you, Matthews only signed for 4 years. So like, he signed 4 years. He's 26 now. He signed until he's 30. So he had 4 years at 13.25. I think Matthews honestly could have asked for 15 if you wanted to do 8 years, but I think he realized the salary cap's going up. But whereas Draisaitl's thinking long term with McDavid, and like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, honestly, I think Edmonton kind of overpaid because it's Edmonton.
Yeah, right? Matthews is getting his bag because he knows he ain't never getting a cup, so he might as well get rich now.
Fair. Well, I mean, like, to me, like, I just don't know if, like, it's Edmonton. Like, you're like committing to live in Edmonton. You got to overpay to live in Edmonton.
It's Alberta, dude. We got Alberta beef. That's about all we got.
But I'm saying, you were talking about Seattle. You're like, oh, dude, Seattle. Like, no one wants to live in Seattle, dude. And that's why they overpaid for like Montour and how they overpaid for Chandler Stevenson.
And I'm not going to disagree with you. I agree with you. You do have to overpay. It is Edmonton. It sucks.
Yeah, it's not. You're like, well, and I mean, mind you, like, I mean, like, Ty, do you think so with Draisaitl signing that big? Do you think McDavid's focused on also signing there then? Because I mean, that's going to eat up a ton of cap.
That's a good question. Obviously, the Oilers want to keep him, right?
Yeah, of course.
But that's I mean, they're going to pay him then.
Yeah, I mean, because I can see that. I could honestly see him commanding. I mean, Jay, is McDavid worth $14 million?
That's what I was going to ask. What's McDavid getting? Last time I thought, I mean, I don't want to sound stupid here. I thought he was only getting like 10.5 or something like that. What was he getting?
He's 12.5 right now.
12.5. Yeah, okay, maybe that's right. Okay.
Yeah. So
and he's going to ask for more. Obviously, he's having.
I mean, yeah, of course he is. So,
I mean, yeah. So
he's. I think he's going to ask.
You're going to have to pay him the same as Draisaitl or more.
I totally agree. I think he's going to get at least 15. If he's gonna do 8 years, 15 million. I mean, I absolutely see it.
Yeah,
I agree with that. That's where they goof. That's where they goofed with the Leon deal. Now,
they made their bed though. They made their bed, and McDavid's either laying in it or not with them. You know?
Well, when you have generational talent like this, and Draisaitl is a top 5 guy in the league. Let's be frank. Top 5. He is like, it was like when Malkin was good. He was fucking good. He was fucking right at 5 minute part. Sorry, but he was good, right? So like we're talking about 2 of the top 5 players. I mean, it's in my opinion, McDavid, McKinnon, Matthews, probably Draisaitl. I don't know who would beat out those top 4.
Barkov.
Barkov. So Barkov to me is good. He's really good. He's worth $10 million for sure, like his contract is. But
his IQ is beyond you. It's way better than theirs.
Dude, your every
IQ is
fucking
better.
writer says that Barkov is the most underrated player in the league, dude. You're just
watch him play. That's all you got to do,
dude. Yeah, we did. We watched him win the Stanley Cup this year, dude. I mean, he played.
Draisaitl sits on the circle and waits for the puck like Ovechkin does on the other side.
And Ovechkin's still getting $10 million at 37 years old, dude.
Yeah, well, you put 50 a year in the net for fucking 15 years. Yeah, I think you deserve it. Draisaitl, you got some time to go still, bud. Buck up.
Dude, Draisaitl just past year, 32 goals, which isn't bad. 100 assists.
Yeah, well.
100 assists, 132 points. Buddy.
That's pretty wild.
Shove that up my hoop, I guess.
Huh?
Shove it up my hoop, I guess. I mean,
dude, get out of here. Get out of here. Oh no, sorry. I'm reading McDavid. That's my bad. That's McDavid. Sorry. Draisaitl 41 points.
41 points.
41 goals, 106 points. That's my bad. I had McDavid's up.
Yeah.
Still, I mean, like, then Jason, GM Jason over here. Yeah. What do you pay McDavid? I mean, what would you pay Draisaitl? Is he, because mind you, McKinnon last year signed 12.6 for 8 years. You have Matthews just signed 13.25 for 4 years this season. By the way, new captain, Austin Matthews. And now you have Draisaitl, who had performed better than Matthews, not goal-wise, performed better than Matthews, performed better than similar. I think it was similar to McKinnon. And you have a guy, I mean, like, what would you pay him?
I'd pay him $11 million a year.
11?
Yeah, dude, power play only. Look at the power play numbers. The McDavid and Draisaitl are trash 5-on-5.
Not McDavid. Dude, not McDavid. Mr. McJesus? I'll have to look.
We're going to label them together, right? Because that's what we're talking about. How would we pay Draisaitl to McDavid? And how McDavid he can slice through 5 guys. Leon is not agile like that.
No.
Not at all. Leon isn't even that fast.
Dude, you know what's so funny?
He stands on a corner.
Dude, you brought that up. We were at we were at a bachelor party with a bunch of hockey boys, and we were watching them play in the cup, and they go, "Look at this dude. He can't even skate." And these guys played pretty good hockey from college, And I'm like, dude, he can't really skate. That's hilarious. I've never heard anyone point it out, but it's like
a fucking lead foot, dude.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
he doesn't. He's the worst, best skater they've ever seen. They're like, he's so weird looking when he does it, but he gets it done.
Pedal on the right, dude. Pedal on the right. Let's go.
Well, mind you, McKinnon, who won the Hart this year, had 140 points in 82 games.
Come on, dude.
Fucking dude. That is wild. And by the way, this is his first year. He got paid, right? He got paid, last year. So he performed in his year, right? But mind you, the only reason I say you pay Leon more than your $11 million is because he actually took a discount with his prior contract. He had an 8-year contract right out of his ELC at 8.5, which was expensive at the start, but he didn't play like Draisaitl did, like the Draisaitl that we know today. So at the start of his last contract, he was at first season, it was 70 games or 70 points in 48 in 78 games. And then that's when his first year that he signed, and then he started hitting 100 points. So he's really played very well. He's played over at 8.5. Mind you, Larkin makes 8.7. So I'm he's definitely better than Larkin, right? So, is he 3? Is he?
You say no?
Jason, you fucking homer. You wearing the fucking hat and everything, dude.
Larkin is an all-around great player. Leon, I don't know what the hell he's doing. Again, he doesn't skate. He doesn't play defense. When you see him back check, name a time and a place where this guy goes hard on the back check. Larkin's stopping breakaways. He's playing PK. Leon don't play PK. Get out of here. I'm just saying. He scores goals and gets points. He's a one-dimensional player.
Dude.
Larkin is not a one-dimensional player.
Buddy, you're going to stir some shit.
That's right, boys. That's why I'm here. Come on. Let's go. Let's get it.
Dude,
You got to say I'm not. I might be out of my mind, but there's valid points.
The cap is going to be going up. That's the thing. Is that like 14 million is ridiculous now for sure, right? But like, I mean, in 4 years, Matthews probably will hit 16, and mind you, the cap will be probably $105 million. It's 86 right now, so you're looking at an increase of upwards of like $18 million. And which is going to be like the cap's going to go up almost like 15 or 18%. Like, so you're looking at a huge jump where now the 15.8 that Draisaitl is making even next year as it goes up is going to go down to like 14%. And by like the middle of that contract, it's going to be worth like 13-12%. Like it's going to like, that's the goal is you kind of overpaying this year. And when the reason I argue this is because Draisaitl isn't starting this year on the 14 million. He's starting next year on the 14 million. So I think this is why, again, and I said it on the last pod, I think Oilers get the cup this year because I think they tasted victory. They tasted that they were 2 goals away in Game 7 from doing it. I just told you, Florida did it. They versed Vegas and they lost in the finals. And then suddenly you have Florida coming back, going to the finals, winning because they tasted that and they knew it was what the drive was. People are trying to ask McDavid about his next contract right now. And he's like, I don't care about it at all. He's like, he's like, don't you? And he said, he's like, I'll tell you this once. He said, I'll say this once. I'm only focusing on the playoffs. And I was like, that's sick.
Damn.
Like, so that's, I'm like, you got a dial guy. And that's where I'm like, and that's kind of where I'm like, so you kind of, you're betting, you're paying Leon up front. I mean, like it's going to get, the contract will get better. He'll be older, but it's going to get better. It's still tough. It's still $14 million a year.
Yeah.
I mean, but which is why they had to get bargain contracts like Skinner, right? For $3 million, who was bought out, right?
And why they didn't match the offer sheet on, what was it? Broberg and
Holloway. So Ty, if you missed it, there's 2 offer sheets. Well, I mean, some people are listening that might have missed it too, but there's 2 offer sheets that St. Louis they put out. They did an offer sheet to Broberg for like, I think it was like around $4.3 million, which an offer sheet is when a restricted free agent, restricted free agents, they can only sign with their team unless another team does an offer sheet. And if they do an offer sheet and the player agrees to it, the other team has 7 days to match it if they want to sign that contract. Now, mind you, St. Louis didn't just do it for 1 year, which they then
crazy.
Which Oilers might have done, but the Blues actually did it for 2 years because they knew they were trying to sign Draisaitl and they knew they wouldn't be able to fit Broberg and Holloway under the cap with those. So they overpaid for Broberg and they overpaid for Holloway, which only costs for Broberg, the contract they offered. When they do, if the Oilers decide not to match, the Blues take the player and they give a 2nd round pick with the price that they paid for Broberg. For Holloway, it was only a 3rd round pick. So it basically traded a 2nd and a 3rd round pick for these 2 players who were both an 8th overall draft pick and a 14th overall draft pick in the 1st round. So like you're like getting guys that like you wouldn't like, no way that Edmonton would just trade these guys for a 2nd or trade these guys for a 3rd, but it just happened that, you know, St. Louis was willing to overpay for them. And then the guys were like, fuck, dude, St. Louis is going to give me this money. And like, I'll take the money, dude. Like,
no shit.
They're young kids. They're like 22 and 23. Like, take the money, dude. Right. They're like, fucking, you're going to overpay for me? Like, fucking cool, dude. And so, I mean, and
their agents are probably like, take them,
dude.
Yeah, we'll take that.
Well, mind you. So Holloway talked about it that up until St. Louis offered the offer sheets in August, by the way, there was no contract negotiations with those 2 players because Oilers were focusing on Draisaitl trying to get him done. And there was a new GM, Holland, you know, Ken Holland's out. So, you know, Stan Bowman, former GM of the Chicago Blackhawks, is like, I need to put my stamp on this team, right? And the stamp is not going to be Broberg contract. It's not going to be the Holloway contract. It's going to be Draisaitl, right? Yeah. Right. And mind you, so they paid like Holloway. I think Holloway got 2.3 for 2 years. Broberg got 4.3 for
4.5. I think it was
somewhere on there, right?
Yeah.
So, but I think Oilers were like, I think we can get like $1 million for each of these guys.
Oh, dang.
So like, they were going to undercut him anyways, and so and they're like, well, fuck, and they didn't have any contracts until that 7-day period, until that they got the offer sheet. And dude,
why they offer so much money then if they think they're only going to get $1 million out of them for the Oilers?
Well, so why did the Blues do that?
Yeah, why'd they offer so much? That seems like a lot.
Because they offered that so that because they have the cap space, they're in a reach right now. So they're like, okay, we overpay for these kids now, but then we have them under control. They'll be restricted free agents when their contracts are up, and then we can re-sign them, and they can be part of our larger vision. And we're getting 2 first round picks out of this.
Oh, okay, I see.
So
also it forced Edmonton's hand on what they were going to do with both of those, right? With the Draisaitl contract.
There's no way they could pay him that.
Exactly, right? So they forced their hand, knowing it was kind of like, I'm going to make this offer, and there's no way, an offer you can't refuse, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of how it went down.
They were cap strapped. I mean, they and it's Edmonton's fault for putting themselves in position to be cap strapped. I mean, so if someone wanted to offer Mort Seider $10 million a year right now, they absolutely could.
Somebody would buy it.
Yeah. So it would just
as long as it's enough to buy out his current contract, right?
Oh, he has no contract right now.
That's where the offer sheets come in handy, is when they are unrestricted or restricted or unrestricted, right, Brad? If I'm not mistaken.
If they're unrestricted, it is.
You just grab them, right?
Yeah, unrestricted. Yeah, the guys can just go for whatever. So
so restricted offer sheets are strictly for restricteds.
That's what I'm understanding. Yeah.
Okay. So I was misunderstood a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not very well. I'm not super well versed in the trading and all that stuff. So
that's why we got this guy
as well.
Yeah,
new to me.
Yeah. So right here you could see. So if wrong one. Sorry. So for the offer sheets, if you want to pay, so like Berggren, like who
what am I looking at right now? I'm sorry. What is this?
This is the offer sheet compensation. So
okay.
So like I'm gonna use an example for Berggren, who the Red Wings re-signed for $850,000. So, let's say Toronto, where they wanted him, they could have offered him $1.5 million right here, and it would have cost Toronto no picks at all. Okay. But so mind you, so Holloway was offered the 2.99, $2,290,000 right here, and so it cost him that 3rd round pick, so they can acquire him, right? Same with Broberg, got 4.5. Like there was like $1 off of this top right here.
They came in just below the number.
Yeah. So, but let's say someone offered Seider $10 million for. Let me scroll in, make it a little easier for you to read.
Yes, I'm on my phone. Sorry.
No, you're good. So yeah, if someone offered, Seider $10 million theoretically, which is the second to last one, 2 first-round picks, a 2nd-round pick, and a 3rd-round pick.
Jeez.
Right.
See, I wasn't aware of how these offer sheets worked either. I didn't know that there was actual conditions behind the money.
Well, that's why it's restricted, right? So like it's like, hey, you draft these guys, so you get the first option to try and get them. But like the goal of the players were like, well, listen, if Edmonton's gonna offer me $1 million, but Toronto's gonna offer me $4 million, like I want to make the most money. My career is only so long. Let's try and make as much money as they can. So, so you can see here, so that you can see right here, Broberg was offered the 2 years, $2 million. So one that we saw a couple of years ago was Jesperi Kotkaniemi, who was offered a 1-year deal to take the player from Montreal, and Carolina did it, and they gave him a 1-year contract at 6.1, so they could steal the player. And they sent Montreal a 1st and a 3rd round pick.
Do you slide over a little bit? What's it say over the Hurricanes thing?
It's the Hurricanes. So they're the ones that offered Kotkaniemi the 1-year $6 million.
Okay.
And stole him from the Montreal Canadiens.
I see.
And Montreal did not match, so they got a 1st and a 3rd round pick.
And Carolina has to have that in hand to make that offer.
They have to have their own picks. So St. Louis originally didn't have the 2nd and 3rd round pick, so they actually had to trade with Pittsburgh for their picks back, so that they could make these, because it has to be St. Louis's own picks. So
that makes sense.
It's really
so it can't be any conditionals. You have to own these.
You have to own your own picks.
Okay, got you.
So you could trade. Yeah, you trade for. Okay, so you trade for the picks based on who has them, maybe.
Yeah. So like,
if you want to make a deal like that.
Yeah. So let's say Red Wings wanted to trade, or they wanted to offer sheet a guy, but they don't have their 3rd round pick. They can't offer sheet a guy, right? So they'd have to trade for their 3rd round pick back. So in this case, St. Louis traded a 2nd-round pick and a 3rd-round pick to get their 2nd-round pick back.
Okay.
Like
that makes sense.
So it cost them an extra 3rd-round pick. I think they got a 5th-round pick back with it. Like it was a little bit off, but yeah, that's the idea around it. But like in the case of the Montreal Canadiens, tried to take Sebastian Aho from the Carolina Hurricanes by offering him 5 years at 5 years, so 7. It ends up being like 7. I don't know. Ends up being a little over $8 million per year. They tried to steal him, but Carolina was like, "Well, fuck, we'll give him that contract. I don't give a shit."
Oh, we don't give.
Right.
Yeah, we don't give a shit. Yeah,
yeah.
We'll just make that deal.
Yeah, we'll just make the deal, right? Yeah. Same thing with So like the Colorado Avalanche like tried to steal like Ryan O'Reilly. Like Philadelphia Flyers tried to steal Shea Weber. Like so they're like these guys. Like it's really fun. I think it's a ton of fun as long as it doesn't have the cider. Just don't have the cider, please.
Yeah.
Although if someone wants to offer him $11.5 million a year, fuck, I'll take 4 first-round picks. It's your next 4 first-round. I mean, like, if you're paying $11.5 million for a guy, it's a franchise guy, right?
Yeah.
Like anyone who takes him that's their number 1 center, basically. Unless you have like Roman Josi or Cale Makar, right?
Seeing as how we only have $8 million left.
Yeah. Well, yeah, right. I
know. Was it 9 mil left? Sorry.
8.74.
Okay.
So it's crazy. Again, we'll talk about the Red Wings soon. But again, I think McDavid. I think McDavid signs. I think he signed for 15. I think he takes a haircut and takes 15 million. In my opinion, I think that for McDavid that would be a discount. In my opinion.
Okay. Yeah.
There you go. And to me, it would be a discount because of McDavid, who he is, right? You're basically modern day, Draisaitl or Gretzky, right? So, what are you doing to your hand, dude? You're
he was upset with what you were saying. It looked like
me. Oh, yeah. Oh, over here.
Yeah.
I was fucking with my paper.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So no worries.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Very good. I mean, well, so Jay and his imaginary, all the fucking casters in the world giving Draisaitl $11 million. All right, buddy. All right.
14 is yeah. I mean,
I don't disagree. It's ridiculous. But
we're gonna agree to disagree, obviously. But
okay.
Yeah.
We
can move on.
That's all right.
So real quick, Brad. So you said how many years was that contract? You said
8.
So, okay, so 8 at.
Yeah, 8 at $14 million.
14,
so
okay,
mind you, so like, and the reason my rationale is that he did 8.5 at 8 years for $8.5 million per, which was expensive for Draisaitl at first, and then he basically was underpaid for the rest of that contract. But I mean, like last year,
I see.
Yeah, like to me, they're compensating for what they
make-up call.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much, right?
My bad.
Yeah.
Back there, Draisaitl. We made a sweet deal though.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I'm a G. It's a business.
Yeah, it was. I didn't pay you that back then.
We all signed the same piece of paper.
Right. Exactly. So
you made your decision, right?
Right. Exactly. You decided to sign for 8.5. You could have bet on yourself on the open market, but guess what? You didn't,
buddy. Think about this. So 112 million, right? It was his contract. So if he decided to be a UFA next year. So you're looking at 112 million divided by 7. That means if any other team tried to pay him the exact amount, because mind you, Edmonton gets an 8th year because they own his contract right now. So if he went to UFA, any team can only sign for 7. That's why you're incentivized to stay with your team because you can get the 8th year. It's $16 million for 7 years. And by God, any fucking team is paying that.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought about 14, but yet here they are, money bags. They're paying it out. So
yeah, right. I'm sure there's a no move clause, the whole 9 and everything.
Oh, I'm sure.
Now I have to look. Like I said, I'm sure he does. Let me see. I mean,
no
move
trade
clause the whole way. Yep.
Yeah. Green M&Ms, red Skittles, Crunch bars only. Thank you.
New pair of dress shoes every time I walk in the rink.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
Fucking, he doesn't wear the same suit every time. Just
Right.
fucking.
I need a brand new pair of Air Jordans every time I get off the bus.
Dude, I love that. Dude, imagine that
Exactly.
German asshole wearing new Jordans every time. I love that.
Oh, German asshole. Do we have to even say? I mean, they are assholes.
Yeah. Well, Cider's not an asshole. He just.
Well, they used to be. Sorry, they used to be.
Yeah.
There was some
Around
bad ones.
1914 to 1919.
Yeah.
And
All right. I got you. Fucking Shane Gillis with his fucking World War II and World War I drops. Yeah. So, all right. So moving on to the other big guy is Crosby, signing 2 years at $8.7 million. Again, by the way. So he signed, mind you, he signed for his contract previously $8.7 million the first time. I'm just like, I can't believe he keeps getting away with this, dude. Like, I honestly can't, because it's.
You thought it was high?
No, I thought it was such a steal, because
yeah,
I think Ovechkin. Did you shake your head? You fucking shake your head, dude.
Yeah.
Are you GMing from the 90s? What's going on, dude? Why are you such a cheap ass?
Thank you, dude. 94 points, 82 games. Mind you, he had dude, this kid, dude. So, but previously, out of his ELC, he signed in a 12.
Previously, 12 years ago.
12 years ago.
Yeah.
12
the
years
rate
ago.
of inflation alone, that's about $6 million.
Dude. I think it's his third. Out of his ELC, he signed 5 years, $8.7 million, and then they're like, "Fuck, that's high." Like, fuck, that was at the time 15.4. Hey, fucking guy, Sidney Crosby, 15.4.
Yeah, 3 cups, gold medal, junior championship,
and this is before all this. This is before all this, though. Before he got all that stuff. Then afterwards, he signs a $12 million 12-year contract, which is illegal now. $12 million. The highest you can go is 8 for $8.7 million again, which is still crazy. Which at the time was 13.5 million, 13.5% of the cap. And now he's signing again a sweetheart deal at 8.7 again for 2 years at 9.9% of the cap. I mean, dude, he doesn't even take up 10% of the cap. It's fucking Sidney Crosby point per game. Talk about defensive. This is what Larkin makes. Okay, Jay, I can't wait for this. Jay, who do you take? Who do you take on your team at 8.7? Sidney Crosby or Larkin?
Crosby.
Okay, I was like, yeah, I was waiting for you to fucking say Larkin, dude. I was fucking waiting.
It's obvious, but at this time, I don't think a 40-year-old man is worth upwards of $9 million. If you have Draisaitl making 14 a year, where does this decrepit
mummy
feel like he gets to grab a hand of the pot?
Fucking that was Thomas shit the way you said that.
Hey, I'm not me Lucky Charms at the end of the rainbow. Ain't got a lot of gold. You know,
he got his bag, dude. He made over $100 million on that last contract.
Yeah, he wears black and gold, but there ain't no gold left for him at the end of the tunnel.
Dude, they were getting a steal at him at 8.7, dude.
You signed 2 year, $5 million. Have fun.
What is a point per game player worth to you?
At 40 years old, $5 million.
No. That year, point per game player. Because
you need more context than that, because the team around him was ass.
And he was still 94 points in 82 games. He was over a point per game. He was 1.15 points per game.
I still don't see. I don't know. To invest that kind of money in a franchise going nowhere seems pointless.
We could talk about a franchise going nowhere for sure.
That's why, that's what I think about though when I think about the money, right? I'm thinking about all these things. I'm just bringing that up, so I'm not, I'm trying to be transparent, right? That's what I'm thinking about in my head is, okay, it's a 2-year deal. The Penguins are on the decline. Why are you spending almost $9 million on an old man?
Well, and it's the problem is it's not Crosby isn't the issue. It's you have Brian Rust at 5.1. You have Rickard Rakell at $5 million. You have Kevin Hayes at 3.5. You have Evgeny Malkin 6.1. You have Letang at 6.1. You have Carlson at $10 million. You have
I get you. So there's terrible deals along the way.
So many terrible deals. Crosby isn't the issue. You pay $10 million for Crosby. If you can fuck all the rest of these guys off, and like honestly, I would have got rid of Gino. I would have got rid of Letang. You don't need Carlson and Letang. You're a 37-year-old Letang. My 37-year-old Letang at $6.1 million. He's going to be paid till he's 41.
That 38-year-old Rush, that $5 million. Come on, give me a break,
dude. Dude, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like,
okay, I see that now. Okay, now that you brought the number, I can take back a little bit of what I said because I didn't. Yeah, I don't have all that information right in front of me.
I agree, but almost more to your point though, Jay, is like they're making bad deals all around. Like that still might just be another bad deal.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if you got it for like 6.5 or whatever,
yeah,
a little lower.
To me, like
which isn't enough. I don't think that's enough. I think it was a low payment still. But to Jay's point, that might just be another thing. It's like it's just another bad deal.
Well, if you're GM and Crosby says, "Hey, I want to sign here still. I still want to be here. I still want to be a Penguin." Because if you do like if let's say Crosby leaves, you have nothing.
Right.
Like if Crosby stays, you at least
argue. Evgeny Malkin has played his best hockey when Crosby was out.
Buddy.
Look it up. He has more points on his own than he does with Crosby. Look it up.
Buddy. I love you. I send me that GIF. I'll put it on socials, dude. I'll
find it. Clip this MFer and throw it up everywhere, dude. Malkin is a better player when Crosby's not in.
Yeah, people step up. Raymond stepped up this year when Larkin was out.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. How many points did Raymond get this year?
75, 74.
How much are we paying him?
8 by 8.4.
8 by 8.07.
So right there. So he had less points. I know it's but just to the Crosby deal, it's like Crosby or Raymond. I don't know.
Player
Crosby?
In his prime to player who's
that's true
at his deathbed.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
I would argue that Raymond's not in his prime. I think he's
but you could argue the same thing.
You signed him into it.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't consider that during the Larkin argument either. Then,
like you're signing Larkin into his prime, right? He was
right. That's what.
Yeah. No,
But he picked Crosby was my point. It's like but if you're looking at longevity, then
I mean Crosby. I think he hasn't been on under a point per game. I think since his rookie year.
Damn.
I don't know.
That's
not. Isn't
that's
it,
pretty nice.
Right? I'm looking 47. Yeah, dude, he hasn't. Yeah, he hasn't been under a point per game since. Actually, no, I don't think he's ever been under a point per game.
Yeah, his concussion era, he had to be under a point per game.
No. When he played, he still played point per game.
Oh,
nah, don't give me that. Don't give me that bullshit.
He didn't play in the games though.
Right.
22 games, 37 points.
Yeah, if I don't play, my average stays up. I mean, come on.
You still got in the games you do play, they still got to perform. 36 games, 56 points. But
Evgeny Malkin stepped up in those ones you didn't play in, so it's all good.
Yeah.
Did he? Let's see.
Gino.
2011, 2012. Let's find out. I got Gino right up here. I'll pull it up. Dude, you say he plays better without Crosby, right?
That's right.
That's right.
Awesome.
That's right.
In 2011, 2012, Crosby played 22 games. Malkin played 75, 109 points. Awesome.
Boom.
Okay. Go 12, 13. Crosby played 36 games, 56 points. Malkin played 31 games, 33 points. Also injured. And great. Awesome. Why is it Malkin making 8.7? Because the old man.
Because his agent sucks.
His coaching?
His agent sucks.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
He's a dirty brewski.
The year before, he was 83 points in 82 games. This past year, 67 points, 82 games. I just don't know if they got it. And this is okay.
I guess we're comparing Evgeny to an all-time great again. I guess. Yeah, I started that. Yeah. yeah, that's my fault.
Yeah. Okay, all right, cool. Like, I mean, it basically, I mean, it goes back to the philosophy of, again, if I'm Kyle Dubas and if I say, hey, ownership, I just want to let you know, Crosby wants to sign here, I'm not going to sign him. Like, you better you have the biggest balls in the world. Like, you had to tell ownership that your guy who will have a statue outside, because out the front, right, as big of a star as Yager during his heyday, that you're gonna let this guy walk. Like, at least to me, at least sign him so that, like, by the end of this year, he's like, fuck, dude, I don't know if I can do this. And then you say,
some face for the organization.
you say some face, right? Because you're a new GM.
Think of Tampa with
they fucking let Stamkos walk, and you got fucking.
You don't want to have that PR nightmare.
Do you know the pressure that Tampa has right now? They're like, yep, no, we got Jake Gensel though. It's like, you let your captain, who won you 2 Stanley Cups, a first overall pick, and I'm like, you just let him walk.
Yeah,
which, dude, that's
what I'm saying. You can't do that to Crosby.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
that'd be a bummer.
Well, and I think eventually, I think by the end of this deal, I think probably either at this trade deadline or next summer, Crosby goes, man, like, that was a lot tougher than I thought it was, and we were even worse than I thought we were. Malkin's not there anymore. Letang can't. I think he goes, I'm ready for a trade, and I want to go to Colorado and play with Nathan McKinnon.
I think that's what Stammer saw in Tampa Bay, though.
Well, but I think Stammer wanted to sign. He wanted to resign. He
was heartbroken. Yeah,
he told him at training camp. He's like, I want to. They haven't had any. It's weird. Told him I wanted to sign a new contract, and they said, hey, they hadn't had any conversations about it. That's the crazy thing for me. I'm like, what are we doing here, guys? Like, it's your.
Is it a he said, she said, though? I don't really know, because
if somebody was talking that much shit, I'd be like, I'd at least clean the record up a little bit. And I didn't hear a ton coming out of the Tampa Bay organization about how they had nice arguments.
Tampa's like, we want to talk about this after the season. I'm like, you got to prove it?
Right.
What your captain has to prove it? Like, he had 4, by the way, this past year, 40 goals, 41 assists, 81 points in 79 games, point per game player. Also $8 million. I mean, 34 years old. Old as fuck, as Jay would say.
Yeah, that's right.
How old?
34. Old as fuck.
This guy right here. As an athlete, 34, $8 million. I mean, I would say a fresh, like you might make that. Like, I think Tavares is 33, somewhere around there. Like, he makes 11 and a half or 10 and a half, something like that. I'm like, he's not going to sign for that much again. I mean, he might. I guess Kopitar did. Kopitar signed for $7 million. So
Tavares, dude, that's one of the worst deals anybody ever made ever. I'm sorry, he's a piece of shit. I fucking hate John Tavares.
Dude,
he suck a donkey dick.
He's a point per game player. A point per every year, 83 points. Like, no joke. Every year, 83 points.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, fuck him. No.
Dude, this isn't a discussion about UFAs. It's just Jay shitting on every fucking contract.
Hey, you brought me here for controversy and hot takes. That's what I'm here for, brother. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
I know they're a little hotter than you may want sometimes.
I'm not used to it. I'm like, I just think you need to update your software, buddy. I don't know if you know how the cap works.
Get that app.
I am based on my feeling.
Oh yeah, the game, dude. The game is sick, dude. You play it?
No, but I know you like it.
I fucking love it. Real quick, Jay. I got a game. It's Ultimate Hockey GM, and I fucking love this game, dude. I'm like, I'll draft this guy who's like a 5-star. He's supposed to be like the hottest prospect, and he fucking doesn't pan out. And I'm like, fucking trade him, dude. Fucking
he's the garbage,
dude. Although I did have one guy. I drafted him. Like, we won cups. I think we won like 6 or 7 cups together, and then he retired, and I brought him in as a coach, dude. And I fired my current coach. I was like, I had like trained a bunch of my that coach, and I was like, and I got this my legend guy who came in that I won all the cups with. And I'm like, all right, well, we gotta start from scratch. And his stats blew as a coach because he just new, right? He's like a new coach, so it's like invest into his training and everything. It was was a ton of fun, dude. It's a great game. It's a problem. I'll be honest. It's definitely a problem.
Did you want to rip an ad break right now? We're 40 minutes in.
Fuck. Might as well. All right. Well,
I didn't know when you wanted to get to it or not.
Dude,
I thought I'd mention it before we forgot.
I don't even finish the Crosby discussion. But yeah, you're probably right. We probably should. But either way, as Jay was saying, he thinks Crosby totally deserves $8.7 million. Yeah, right. So, all right. Mute your mics. We'll go to an ad break, and then we'll jump back into this. So, give me 1 second. All right. Today we are going to be talking to you about DraftKings. Fucking DraftKings, dude. Hell yeah, dude. So DraftKings, get into the action. NFL Week 1 is here, and a new season means get into the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Ready to place your first bet? Trying something simple like picking a player to score a touchdown. I mean, honestly, I'm huge on the Lions. I think the Lions are going to the Super Bowl. I think they play the Chiefs. You know, do they win against the Chiefs? I'm unsure, but I definitely think they're definitely have a good shot at it. So make sure that when you're facing those bets, you get your touchdown dance of your own going on. You know, so score big with DraftKings Sportsbook, the best place to bet touchdowns. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code THPN. That's code THPN for new customers to get $250 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 and get 1 month of NFL premium on us. Only on DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit cpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boo Hill Casino and Resort. 21 plus. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in New Hampshire, Oregon, and Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/tfball. NFL Plus premium offer available only to new and former NFL Plus subscribers. Additional NFL Plus premium terms at NFL.com/terms. This show is brought to you by BetterHelp. It's funny with curiosity. There's a lot of curiosity. You know, we see these kids learning new things. Maybe they learn guitar. Maybe they go out and they learn a new sport. But that's something that you see as when you see kids do this. But as an adult, when do you make time to learn things that like new things or do things that you like or things that you did, during childhood? And a lot of people don't prioritize that type of time in their space to be able to do and learn new things. Like I'm learning this, I'm learning how to do podcasts, and it's like, we need to make time as adults because it's huge for your mental health. And something that like if you want to learn how to do new things, like therapy can help you reconnect you with your sense of wonder, because you can get your back to school era can come at any age because you have the ability to learn at any age. So if you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient and flexible and suited to your schedule. Just to fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Rediscover your curiosity with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/THPN today and get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/THPN. Now, back to the show. All right, boys. So, get you guys unmuted here. So we just finished up with Draisaitl and Crosby. I'm so funny. That's so funny. I had this doc for like the first 40 minutes being like 4 players, and we knocked out 2. I love this. Just us ranting and raving, dude. I love it. Big fan. All right, let's try to rip these a little quicker. We got plenty of things to talk. We did talk about Stammer, but we'll go back to Nashville later. I do want to jump in. First off, we'll just jump into the Jarvis. This shouldn't take long. Jarvis signed an $8 million 8-year contract, which technically comes out if you did the 8 years of $7.9 million. But what the Carolina Hurricanes decided to do is it's called a deferred payment. And what you can do is they end up taking $400,000 or they took a certain amount and they deferred it to a 9th year. So Jarvis actually gets paid on a 9th year, a lump sum. And so basically the cap hit ends up coming out over an 8-year period at $7.4 million. Technically he gets paid 7.9, but they do this so Carolina can save cap space while they're in their window with him. So ends up coming out at 7.4. Go ahead, Jay.
Also known as a bridge contract. Am I wrong?
No, bridge contracts are typically for after your ELC before you sign your long one.
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
if this is called deferred payment. So
Okay.
remember I was telling before that the longest contract you can sign is 8 years, but the way the Carolina wanted to save money, the cap hit would have been 7.9 each year over those 8 years. But instead they took a chunk from every year and put it on a 9th year when Jarvis, if he won't be under contract, and we'll just get a lump sum. So it actually lowers the AAV on the other 8 years because of that 9th year.
But they would still have to pay out that 9th year whether he signs or not, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But the cap hit goes in that 9th year, but he's not under contract under this 8-year contract. So by that 9th year,
they free up a spot, but they still hit on the tiny bit of the money.
That 9th year, they might be in a retool or rebuild, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So they're kind of moving the cap hit to later when they think they will probably be outside their window. Because mind you, that'll be Aho will be gone or like old. You know, Jarvis might be old. Jarvis will be 30 at that point, right? It's not like old, but 30. Kind of all your higher end draft picks will probably be outside their prime. So let's move it to the end and save cap space while we have these guys.
Yeah, it's a nice structured deal for sure.
Well, and by the way, this is the second time it's been done. Carolina actually did it with a deal last year too. Did a deferred. They did a small amount to kind of test out what they could do.
Yeah.
But I think that they're trying to play with this. They have a capologist named Eric. I can't think of his last name. But he's a new GM because he changed out for Don Waddell, who went to Columbus. Eric Tulsky, who's the new. He was like a crazy capologist. He figures all this stuff out. Now he's the GM, so he gets to make some sick moves like this. So smart move. I think 7.9 was kind of he was drafted in the same year as Raymond. I mean, he did well. I mean, do you guys have any thoughts on it while I pull this up?
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I like Seth Jarvis. It's a great signing. I think he came in at pretty much a perfect number.
Yeah, he had 67 points in 81 games last year. So
yeah, a little bit less than Ray, right?
Yep.
Like we discussed before, but I think it's a good deal. It could have even been less, to be honest.
Well, and if you look at Carolina's structure, there and the reason I like the Jarvis signing, similar to I like the Raymond signing, is that Carolina is very much built like what the Red Wings will eventually be. No superstars. You have guys that are good, that are star, not superstar. You don't have a Nathan McKinnon, a Matthews, I'm getting Malt again, a Leon Draisaitl.
Yeah.
You have like a Sebastian Aho, Svechnikov, right? Now you have Jarvis locked up. You have Natchez. You have you have some good guys. Jack Drury is going to turn out to be really good too, right? Those are
Not
your
like
guys.
His daddy.
What, Slavin or
no, Drury?
Drury? Why? Who's
his
that?
dad? His daddy is Chris Drury. He was badass.
No way. Is that Chris Drury?
Yeah.
No way. I didn't know that. Oh, he's president. Oh yeah, he's president of fucking New York Rangers, dude.
Yeah, yeah, Chris Drury. Yeah, bad MFer, dude. Yeah,
dude. Yeah. Let's see. 892 games, dude, in the NHL. Yeah. That's awesome, dude. Good for him, man. That's phenomenal. Yeah. So, I wonder if you want to did he win the Stanley Cup? Let's see. A Stanley Cup champion, 2001.
Guess who? Colorado.
Yeah, you're right. Colorado. Dang.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So,
guess who won in 2001? Real quick. Colorado. And guess who? Guess who? He was the defenseman. He was traded from Boston. Raymond Bourque.
Ah,
that was his 23rd year in the league. First cup.
Ah, dude.
That's where Joe Sakic handed it to him first. Didn't even raise it himself. Yeah. Brought it straight to him and said, "Here you go."
I love
anyway, quick little trivia thing, but anyway, we can move on from that.
Did he retire after that game?
Nope, he retired that year. That was it for him.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
That's awesome.
But he went into that year saying that's it.
That was it. This is my last chance.
They rally around him. Yeah.
That was it for him.
Dude, that's awesome. I love that. Well, that's what I'm wondering. There's some players that like Mark Stahl just retired.
Yep,
he's only Stahl brother that didn't win a cup in the NHL.
17 years.
Dude, crazy.
And he had to play for us in the Dutch days. Yeah, right. Yeah, Thanksgiving, everyone with their rings.
Yeah. Dude, I'm sure that doesn't sting at all, dude.
Right? Yeah.
Text each other, dude, you're not wearing it, are you, dude? No, don't do it. I'll wear you wear it, dude.
I'll wear you wear it.
Just bring it.
He's sitting at the non-cup table, brother.
Oh, to the kiddie table, dude.
Winners only.
Dude, so wait. Question: do you think because his brothers won it, do you think he drank out of it?
Oh, 100%.
But that's the curse.
That's the curse.
That's the curse. That's probably why he didn't win it.
As long as you don't touch it, I've heard though, you're allowed. They say
fucking waterfall of beer to me.
Yeah, they do that. Have you not seen that shit before?
No, I wouldn't even want to touch beer that's been on it. I mean, now I'm I'm in my ripe age of 34, my prime NHL years, but
it's the opposite for the Tkachuk for Keith Tkachuk because he never won, but he got to touch it because his boy won.
That's fine.
But Brady's not touching.
You're not in the league though.
He was in the league.
Well, but
Keith Tkachuk, he played forever.
Yeah, but he didn't win, but it's okay because he's a dad, right? Like he's not gonna get the opportunity to win, right? But like Brady, I'm sure didn't drink out of it because he's like, I don't care if you take a ladle and fucking scoop beer out of it. Like
Brady's a farm animal; he drank out of it,
dude. Go ahead.
Real quick, do you see? I know it was a viral clip, obviously, but Messier chasing Subban with it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
which made sense. He's like, dude, they need weight trainers and shit still, and like defensive coaches.
Yeah.
Like, I could maybe go play. I could maybe go coach or
What he shout out to the Devils or something?
Yeah.
He's like, no,
dude, fuck that, dude. That's awesome. Why, dude?
Can I get one more cup story in? I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Rip it, dude.
This is Joseph Lewis. Was that his name? The old coach of the Red Wings?
Joe Lewis was a boxer.
Who was the guy?
Dave Lewis. Dave
Lewis.
Yeah.
And he won the cup with us or something like that?
No, he's the one who didn't win.
He was the only one. Who was the other guy that fucking... anyway, regardless.
No, Mike Babcock. 2008.
Was it?
That was Babcock.
Regardless, it came to that White Lake Inn.
That was
I could have swore that
had to be the 08 win.
Well, Dave Lewis was...
No, it was younger. I was younger. I was a young kid. I went with my baby.
2002 then.
I went with my babysitter.
He won in 2000.
And?
No, 2002, 2003. So he coached 2002 to 2004. So he would have just missed it because he was the next coach. So he would have won. It was the coach before the I gotta look up now.
Maybe it was an assistant coach or something that brought
Scotty Bowman in 2002. That was his last year, boys. What are we doing here? What are we doing here?
Well, so you said you were in elementary school?
Regardless, I was gonna wrap the story up. But yeah, when it came to the White Lake Inn, and I got to touch it, and I got the signature, and on my Red Wings little foldable wallet and stuff. I was young. It was really cool.
That's so cool.
It was so cool. So I got to touch it when I was really, really little. I don't know if it. I think it was the official one. I would assume. I mean, there's people were there to see it.
Is that why you're a milk bag now?
Say it again.
Is that why you're a milk bag now? Is because you touched it before?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I'm never gonna win it. So
yeah, right.
I knew when I was 4, I was never gonna win.
Guys like, here you go, son. You know, Yogi. So dad wasn't much of an athlete before, anyways. It's okay. So.
He liked to fight, but he wasn't much of an athlete.
No.
He'll swing, but it was random. So.
Yeah.
So I love that, dude. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, man, dude, when do you think that? I mean, who would win it? Like, who would bring it to White Lake? It would be Hellebuck, maybe, because he'd bring it to Commerce, like Walled Lake area.
He didn't play then, though.
No, I'm saying now.
No. Sorry.
Okay. I mean, unless Larkin wins it, right? Like, it's gonna come to Waterford area.
Ronnie,
fucking Ronnie, dude.
Kyle Connor.
Also Winnipeg, yeah, makes sense. So, Ronnie Adder's the guy that.
No, he was drafted by the Ducks, right?
Flyers.
Flyers, yeah, that's right. Yeah,
third rounder Flyers. Yeah, he's 25.
The other orange.
He's 25 now, dude. Isn't that crazy?
Great.
Old.
Dude, he's got a one-way contract this year. So like
Nice.
he has to like
He still gets paid whether he's sent down or not.
He has to get waived. Yeah, he'll have to get waived, which means someone else can claim him. So he might not even play him for the Flyers this year because like Berggren, if Berggren gets waived, he doesn't play. He can get claimed if he doesn't get. So
no, that's the two-way contract. I think
two-way contract, you're fine. So last year he had a two-way contract,
and you still get your NHL pay on a two-way contract.
You get on your two-way contract, you get NHL play when you're on the roster. So like when he was an example of his two-way contract was he was making in the AHL, he was making $250 a year. And when he got called up, let's say it was 20 games, during those 20 games, he was making $750 a year. So so now I think he's making like $860 or something like that. Like it's somewhere around there. I can look him up. But either way, yeah. So he's on a one-way contract. So hopefully he is able to, like find a job and everything or prove it on the Flyers.
Right.
Because their defense is pretty good. And that's kind of where I'm like, I don't know if he's gonna make
Doesn't fit in.
No, because he's an offensive defenseman too. That's the issue. So
that's all he did in college, and he just scored goals.
Yeah, he put up points, dude. And so I'm looking at like their roster right now. Let me see full breakdown because like I said, he should be on the list right now, but I don't think he's not even on the list right now. We'll see. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 defensemen already signed. So he'll be at training camp and everything, but that doesn't mean he's gonna make it. So
right.
So we'll see. I mean, again, hope for the best for him. Yeah, Ronald Attard, dude. I was so mad when the announcers would go. They're going Ronnie Attard.
Oh.
I was like, that's so insulting, dude. And their parents, Tom Attard,
dude, that's
Sue
so
Attard. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you're one moment, and they go, "Well, you're short of the R word."
Yeah, pretty much, dude. I mean, even last year, he played 12 games in the show. I mean, that's still awesome.
He went to the show, and he's played in the show, and we know him.
Yeah. Woo! Yeah. He got total. He's got 29 games. He's got 6 points. So again, defenseman playing, just playing, so
yeah. Hey, he lived his dream. That's the cool part.
Yeah, he still got 27 points in 48 games. I don't think the AHL team was anything special down for them. So, yeah, dude. I mean, he played for the World Championship too for US in 22-23. So
no shit.
Yeah. So got a goal. So I mean, hopefully. Anyways,
very cool.
Yeah, back to the Jarvis.
Yeah, right.
That's where we were.
Hey, Greg. And the reason we use the Jarvis is we're talking about is because we want to talk about Raymond because us three are absolute Red Wings fans. Even some people are living in Texas, Tyler. Dude. They have to. Yeah, the money's there, man. So Raymond signs an 8-year contract, $8.07 million. So 8 years at 8.07 per year. So I had him coming at around. I had 7.8 to 8.2. I think that was like reasonable.
Damn.
So I thought it was kind of where it was a big enough range. I think so. You saw some comparables, and like Cole Caulfield made like I think it was like 7x7, right? But he's a goal scorer, right? And he had less points than Raymond. You have Matt Boldy 7.5 or 7.3x7. So these are similar contracts. And the Jarvis was a great comparison. Again, even with the deferred contract being 7.9. Mind you, Raymond did outperform Seth Jarvis. And I will say Seth Jarvis was playing on second line and Raymond was expected to be first line. So you have a guy who was expected to have more responsibility and also perform better, being that Jarvis had 67 points in 81 games. So 0.83 points per game. And Raymond had 0.88 points per game, 72 points in 82 games. So outperformed Jarvis, gets paid a little more. In my opinion, Raymond probably could have got a little higher, but I think it's pretty properly rated. Again, going back because I think Red Wings are trying to do something similar to Carolina, similar to what Boston was doing. Everyone was taking like $6.8 million, and that's how they were good for so long. And so that's how I see the Raymond contract going as well. What are your thoughts on that, guys?
I had a quick question because I'm just trying to try to follow. Why such a long contract for someone like him? Just out of curiosity. I don't really know the entanglements of all of it.
So he said he wanted to stay long term.
Oh, he
so
did? Okay.
He actually said he did a media interview today. He said he wanted to stay long term. He said he loves Detroit and he loves the direction that they're going. So
okay, cool.
So
and he's stoked on it. It wasn't an offer he couldn't refuse or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So to me, Raymond. So wingers are not a dime a dozen, but wingers are a lot. There's two of them, right? You can kind of move people around as you need to, and so a Raymond is less valuable as a player intrinsically because there's just so many wingers. So you can pay them a little bit less, which is why they're usually paid a little bit less. But I think he wanted to stay, and I think, in my opinion, Larkin is the internal cap. So Larkin makes 8.74, I believe.
That's true.
So Larkin makes 8.7, just flat.
So. I will tell you, Brett, you had that point the last video we did, and you said, hey, I think Larkin's the internal cap. Mm-hmm. As soon as I read the story about Ray yesterday, it said he can't go higher than the internal cap.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So you heard it first.
Yeah. Oh,
Undrafted Hockey Podcast.
Fuck yeah. Fucking breaking news here, man.
Elliot Friedman, you ain't got shit.
Dude, watch your fucking back, man. Watch your fucking back, dude.
Yeah, I'm on the phone over here, dude. You don't know what I know.
Yeah, Stevie. That's Cider deal. Get fucking done, buddy.
Yeah. Right. I'm coming for your head, dude. I'm taking your job.
Yeah, right. So, but that's the interesting is that you look. So Raymond, I thought was a great signing. I think it's a little higher, so you give him a little bit more respect. You're getting him long-term 8 years. He's going to be 30 when he's done. Right. So, and maybe he makes a little bit more after that, but at 30, you're you're cooked, but you're not at your prime anymore. So I think that's maybe a guy who ends up, cross fingers, stays with the Red Wings long-term, even, and so I love the contract. I think it was a great sign. I think, again, it's a little higher. And one of the comparables they were trying to use is Tim Stützle. So if you don't know about Tim Stützle, he plays for the Ottawa. Is that you like Timmy?
Jason? Yes, very much,
dude. I'm a big fan. He's German. He just changed his agent to Claude Lemieux, just like Moritz Seider, because he's got better connections out in Germany. But Stützle is making he didn't sign it. He signed it last summer, mind you. Stützle was drafted 2nd overall, and in his first year in the show, let me see. His first year he had 29 points, but in his contract year when his ELC was up, he had 90 points in 78 games.
Jeez.
So making 8-3. So supposedly Raymond's camp was like, hey, Stützle made this much. We want that. And Eisner was like, no, you're like Boldy and Caulfield, these wingers, and Jarvis. Jarvis got 7.9, and you're maybe a little bit better than him. That's kind of what I'll pay you. And Eisner stuck to his guns, and he paid him a little bit more than Jarvis. I think it was good timing the way Jarvis came in. Again, you're not going to get 8-3 for Stützle, or for the Stützle money, because you just don't perform like him. Also, you're not a center. You can take a center and move him to the wing. You can't take a winger and put him in the center.
So there's way too much ice to cover for that.
Yeah, your utilization is way different. Your game is different.
Everything changes. Yeah, for sure.
It does. It's huge. But again, Larkin even started off as a winger in his first year, playing that second line with I think Zetterberg. First, second line was Zetterberg, and it was
wow, that's a long time ago. Holy hell!
Isn't that crazy, dude? So, right. So you have you can do those types of transitions. And so that's kind of where I like the contract. I think it makes sense. I think it's team friendly. I'm very pro get your bag while you can, because you're never going to make more money than you are as a hockey player, right? You can't sell $8.7 million in real estate unless you're working your ass off, right? And that's a good example of careers that hockey players go into. But I really like it. So, any other thoughts on this one? Because I want to kind of talk about Seider a little bit.
No, I think that's good. I think
you covered it pretty well.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't say a ton, but yeah, I think everything I agree with what you guys are saying based on what I've been learning today, for sure.
Thanks, man. Yeah, good. Now moving on, I do want to talk about cider because that is and I think that's kind of one we can probably cap off because we're already at an hour 4. So, I'll rip forever. I'll do this, but I don't know if people want to listen this long. So we'll find out. We'll find out. So, talking about we talked about the internal cap at 8.7 for Larkin. Raymond coming in at 8.07. Mind you, the cap space that the Red Wings have this upcoming year is 8.748. So the 8.75 almost left. Now, to me, cider, I think cider outside of a internal cap is a $9 million defenseman. 8 years, 9 like minimum. I honestly think because he's the only option, he's a Calder winner. He is in my opinion, future Norris contender finalist. And you're looking at guys like Yossi. You're looking at a Quinn Hughes. You're looking at a Cale Makar. Cale Makar, by the way, signed like a 4-year deal at $9 million. Mind you, Cider is not Cale Makar. He is not Quinn Hughes. I think there's just different skill sets, right? Cider is a little better defensively. Quinn Hughes is better offensively. But I think that area, and I think that's where the internal cap kind of stops you. If you take anything less, it's a steal. Go ahead.
I agree with you. I'm not over here.
You're 1 minute in me.
Yeah. But I'll tell you. I agree with you for this reason. All those other guys you mentioned can't throw a fucking body like Mo can. None of those guys are as heavy defensive. No. Yossi is a skill player. He's not a fucking body guy.
Dude, Yossi got
those
taken.
Reverse hits are sick.
Dude, Yossi, dude, they're so.
Yeah, who do you think he learned from? Cronwall. Yeah, I'll take it to the bank. Come back home right here.
Yeah.
But I think the fact that Mo can throw body like nobody else can.
Yeah.
With all of those guys mentioned.
Oh no.
I agree. I agree with the money. It's perfect. The guy's offensively minded when he has the capability and the time and the space. Mm-hmm. He makes it happen. And when it's time to shut down shit, fucker's on you like moss on a tree, dude. North End. He's on you.
Yeah, he is, dude. Fucking this kid, dude. Fucking every fucking time, dude.
Call me Tommy. You know.
I do. I know, dude. You got your dads, dude.
Oh yeah.
No. So yeah, I think I would. This is how I and Jay and I talked about this too. I think it would have been great, like in a romantic style, if they would have done the Parise Suter deals where you come in same years, same money. And to me, again, I think Cider at 9 is still a steal. Raymond at 8 is a steal. I think what you say is because they're boys, right? They were hanging out in Germany recently, like in the offseason. I think you have them come together and Mo takes the discount, goes to 8.5. Raymond takes the bump, goes to 8.5, 8 years, and you marry him like that. You'd be like, hey, we're boys, we're in this together, and we're gonna make it happen. And I think that would have been the sweetheart deal. Problem is, you don't have anyone else like Cider, and you're like Edmondson's good. Yeah. He's not Cider. Yeah. Like he's like you have your winger. You have Michael. You have plenty of wingers come up in the system. You have some good centers come up in the system, but you don't have a number one defenseman, a Calder winner. And as NHL just recently put out, a top 20, the 20th, mind you, the 20th, but still the 20th best defenseman in the league. Bitch, this guy's in his 3rd year. Like, this guy's got nothing but time to grow. And my feeling is I would love him at 8.7, just 8.7, 8.6, like right below what Larkin is, right? Just show your respect to your captain, right? A little bit below, but I genuinely think he's going to come in at 8.5 for 4 years. And I think he takes it because that takes him. He's still an RFA. But I think so as we talked about restricted free agent, so Red Wings still have his rights. but I think Seider is going to be the next captain. So I think he takes 4 years, and Larkin is at that point, I think he's in his last year. So let's say Larkin's in his last year for that year. You sign Mo as well. He's got a 4-year contract. Larkin's 32. Maybe he stays on as captain. But Seider, at that 4th year, signs an 8-year contract and transitions into the next captain. Essentially an Yzerman Lidstrom thing, right? Basically, Lidstrom was captain for 5 years, but the reason they retired his number is because he was basically a captain, if Yzerman wasn't there.
Right.
So that's how I see it.
I have a weird thing. I would have to see how Raymond develops in that same time.
I don't think he's a leader. I don't think he's that leader. I think Seider is.
I don't think he's shown any of that leadership.
Seider's
being a captain quite yet. I don't. Yeah, I don't. I'm not. I don't hate on it, but I'm hating on it. I just. Yeah.
Raymond's an assistant moving forward, right? Long term, at an 8-year contract. The guy's gonna play here till he's 30. He's performed well. I think he eventually wears an A. I don't think he's a captain.
But if you put Seider at a 4-year deal and you got Ray at 8 and Seider ends up leaving after 4, who's your captain?
Well, then it's Raymond, right?
Okay, but
that's I'm galaxy braining it, like long term. I'm like 12 years. I'm like 4 years now, 8 years later. That's what I'm thinking, the long fucking term. So I mean, I don't know. Like it's
a tough call. Your captain's always a tough call. Why do you think? I mean, it's the reason teams go without.
Don't have him, I think.
Right? Yeah, it's a team. It's a reason why teams go without.
Yeah. Like Utah doesn't have a captain. I mean,
well, they shouldn't. Let's be honest.
Clayton Keller, in my opinion, he's pretty much the pseudo captain, in my opinion. I mean, he's played really well. I would love a Clayton Keller. Side note, a dream defenseman, and I wish he'd stay healthy. I'd love Zach Werenski. I think he's underrated as fuck.
Yeah, but he's never healthy, like you said.
Yeah. And it was Larkin's roommate, so I'm sentimental like that,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think Seider is like that's like my feeling, right? Like we were just talking. So Jay we talked about the San Jose last game, the game that I went to.
Yeah.
I got these fucking vibes, dude. I'm telling you, Tyler, I got these vibes. So we were at the San Jose it was the only time San Jose versus Red Wings last year. And I was like, I want to go. I got my Carlson jersey. Like, I want to wear it. Like, wore to the game. And Red Wings were up 5-0. Like, fucking. I was like, I told Courtney, I was like, I don't feel it. Like, I don't have a good feeling about this, honey. She's like, don't say that. I'm just, that's how I feel. Like, I don't have a good feeling about it. Fucking Sharks come back 6-5.
Dang.
We fucking
straight L.
I was like, are you like, I'm wearing the jersey and I'm like, I might get beat up, dude.
Yeah. I need to call BetterHelp right now. I'm losing it.
Right.
DraftKings, let me down again.
That's BetterHelp. BetterHelp. HELP.com/GHPN.
That's right.
The show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Anyways, that was one right there. And the other one was we were at the Lions game last year. It was when they were at the conference finals. We went to Ford Field and we watched, like, they had projectors out and they watched the game.
Yeah, it's like Joe Vision, but Ford Field Vision, right?
Yeah. So I was at Ford Field and watching this on the screens, and so we watched it collectively with everyone there, and I was like, Lions are up like 3-24 or whatever, and I was
24-3 at half,
dude. And I was like, I told Courtney, I was like, they're fucking schooling them, and I'm like, I don't got a good feeling about this.
Something's up.
I'm like, they're fucking wearing them down, dude. They're fucking rolling through and I'm like, she's like, Brad, don't you fucking
shut the fuck up.
Courtney's on this Lions street. She bought this for me to give to her for her birthday this month. So hilarious. Like, she's like, all I want is Lions gear. That's all I want. I'm like, okay, I'll get you Lions gear. That's no problem. So actually, we almost went to the Lions game this Saturday. I was like, it's a birthday present. Let's go to, thankfully we didn't because they lost. But yeah, same thing. Fucking they lose, dude. I was like, fuck. Yeah. I was pissed. So that's why I'm going off my gut. I'm like, I think it's short because I think he knows similar to Matthews. The reason Matthews signs a 4-year contract, he's like, I can either take Matthews could have signed again similar. Jay would disagree. Matthews could have signed $16 million for 8 years because then he could have because he knows that the cap's going to go up, right? He would have fucked Toronto,
right?
And which is why he takes a 4-year contract at $13.25, still pretty high. But a 69 goal score, nice.
Nice.
I mean, 69 goals is pretty fucking epic. I mean, and crazy. So for 4 years, because he knows he's gonna eventually the cap's gonna go up. He's doing what LeBron's doing. LeBron's takes the highest amount he can for 2 years, and then the next year he goes, all right, I want the highest you can give me too. You know, I'm fucking LeBron, dude. I'm gonna sell fucking jerseys.
At the end of the day, you bet on yourself short term so you could gain on the next couple years, right? But if you have a fucking shit 4 years, well, at least you kind of got a little bit of the bag early, but you ain't getting the rest of it.
Dude, I think the amount of jerseys they sell, they're gonna give it to him because and this is one of the reasons I think Seider takes a shorter contract because one, he's a higher value player. 2, he's your number 1 defenseman. 3, there are basically 3 jerseys you see at LCA. And one of the podcasts I was listening to today says you see a Larkin, you see Raymond, and you see Seider. Occasionally you'll see a DeBrincat. You'll see an
old one. You'll see an old one.
You'll see an old one. That's what I'm saying. So on this team, it is a Raymond, Seider, and Larkin. No one's buying Pius Suter, right? A couple of years ago, wearing that year, right? Like Rasmussen's great. You see 4
Fuck,
of them.
I got 2 Larkin jerseys. God damn.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, so like you have a guy who's gonna he's gonna be your franchise player. And I mean, like the story around him is awesome. Like this guy was supposed to go 15th overall, and then Yzerman hears that Edmonton at Ken Holland, because Ken Holland's use that same team, right? To try and he was like, they're really high on Seider right now. So he was trying to move up in the draft to get Seider.
By the way, Ken Holland ain't shit.
Ken Holland had his days.
No, wrong. You know who had his days? Jimmy Devellano had his days when Ken Holland came in.
Jim Nill too.
Jim Nill. Yeah.
Jim Nill is the Dallas Stars GM.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
yeah.
Who I gotta send you guys a video about their 2017 draft. They got Jason Robertson, Miro Heiskanen, and Ottinger all in that draft. Where does
Hintz fall?
I don't know.
Where's Rope fall?
But either way, Jim Nill was it, right? You know,
architect.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, and that's kind of what happened with. That's kind of what I was afraid with Verbeek leaving too. I was like, fuck, dude, that's a really good team you got there, or a really good team of guys you got there, right? So that's kind of where I'm like, fuck, I don't know if it makes sense to actually, I'm looking it up right now. Pull up the drafted players. 1 second. It's 2017. 2017. Oh, you know, you're right. It was Heiskanen. You're right. They got Heiskanen at 3rd overall, Ottinger at 26, Robertson at 39th. So they got
so Heiskanen wasn't Rope Hintz.
Hintz was
he 2019, 2020,
2015.
2015, even early.
49th overall. So,
and look at how he turned out.
Dude, he's turned out really well. 310 points in 392 games, playing awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, that's good. That's awesome. Dude, I'm a huge Heiskanen fan. Like Heiskanen fan too.
Oh, Heiskanen. One of the smoothest guys out there.
Dude, and then 2021, they got Wyatt Johnston and Logan Stankoven in the 1st and 2nd round.
Dude, stank oven, dude. Putting that fish in the stank oven,
dude.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Banana bread. Hell yeah, man.
Saw it,
dude. I use the banana bread reference all the time, dude. No, I mean, again, just a monster. Like, and Stankoven, because he had the Cole Caulfield effect though. Cole Caulfield dropped because he's 5'10", and Stankoven same thing. He's like 5'8", 8 or something like that. He's so fucking
Dude,
small.
Johnston scored like 7 goals in the fucking playoffs.
That was crazy. Yeah.
Like he popped off.
Stigma's 5'8". Courtney's 5'6".
Damn.
Like, like this little guy just ripping through guys, right? You know?
Yeah, your paper boy is running through everybody.
Oh yeah, dude. It and it fucking worked, dude. It fucking worked, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not mad about it at all, dude. I mean, good for him, dude. Actually, now I'm not wondering what Cole Caulfield is now, because again, Cole Caulfield, like I think he's eventually a 40 goal scorer, because he just plays.
He's a snipe show.
He is, dude. 5'8", dude.
Yeah, I was gonna say 5'6", but yeah, I'm surprised they gave him the extra 2-inch.
Yeah, dude. It's so funny. I was listening to someone and they were like, it was a comedian. He's like, if you're 6'3" or taller and you're not a professional athlete, like, what did you do wrong? Like, he's like, I'm 5'10". I know why I'm not an athlete. Like,
right. You see this? I know why I'm not an athlete.
Yeah, right. It's like, hey, dude, showing off. Look at you, buddy. Like, you fucking model. Yeah, I'm like, he's like, huh? Like, and then these kids, fucking 5'8", just fucking ripping, dude.
Yeah,
it's very impressive, man. I mean, he's only. I mean, the crazy thing is, Caulfield's only had like he's a really good goal scorer. I mean, he jumped up to 65 points in 82 games this past year. I think he's
what, 23, 24?
Yeah, I think he's 24. Dude.
Yeah.
Dude,
that's crazy,
dude. I mean, Tyler, that's what you do in your beer league, though, right? I mean, you fucking rip.
Yeah, dude.
Last, I got a goal again the last 3 games. So I don't know.
Get out of here, dude.
That's
like Shelly all day, dude.
Yeah, basically a hat trick the last 3 games.
Okay.
That's awesome. Oh, you get a hat trick? You said you get a hat trick one of the games?
No, I consider that a hat trick.
Oh yeah. As a defenseman, it's basically a hat trick, dude.
If I get 3 points of any kind, it's a hat trick.
Yeah. You're the Austin Matthews, a defenseman, beer league.
Yeah.
Dude. Winger now. I'm a winger now. They need the big body in front.
Oh, is that
There's my 11 mil a year.
Get your ass out.
Yeah.
Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. No, did you guys see that Luongo? What happened with them? So Luongo is they're doing an alumni game, and so he needed to like.
He showed up on the Facebook post.
Yeah. So Luongo is doing some sort of fundraiser or something like their alumni game, and so he needed to like warm up. Ty. So he goes down to a rink down in fucking Florida. And he answers a post like, "Hey, we don't got a goalie. Like, we need someone to fill in."
A Facebook post, dude.
Facebook post, dude. So supposedly it wasn't a Facebook post, but it was someone that like the captain knew they needed a goalie, because I guess I heard a story that the captain, like his daughter or like Luongo coached his son, and now like that the captain now coaches Luongo's daughter or
some type of connection.
Yeah, connection, right. Yeah. So he was like, we need a goalie. And so Luongo walks out to the other teams or walks to theirs. And then he's like, all right, guys, make sure you guys play some defense tonight. Like, I'm gonna need it. Like, fucking. So the question is though, so the other team had won like 5 championships in a row. Like, so you're kind of like pissed that you keep losing to this team. They keep winning.
Right.
But
bringing a ringer, Tendy.
Dude. So this is the question they asked in the pod today. What I was listening to. They said, "Would you rather be on the team that won with Luongo, or would you rather be on the team that scored, like on the ice when you scored on Luongo?" Dude,
who's winning the game?
Luongo's
winning the game. Yeah, Luongo's winning the game. Yeah. So which team would you rather be on? The team that wins with Luongo, or do you rather be the guy that, or let's say the guy that scores on Luongo?
So
I'd rather
that team on the team. Dude, that team has 5 chips, dude, and I get to score on Luongo. I'll take the 5 rings and a goal against the NHL.
Fucking, you won your cups, dude. Get your NHL, dude. Yeah, that's fair.
I get to party with a legendary player. I don't know. I take that experience over the rings.
You bet. There's no way he doesn't go into the other locker room though.
Dude,
for a little bit. Like you're.
I'm sure he is.
You get to play on the same side as an NHL player.
True.
Like
he's coming to your bench.
Like my goalie was Roberto Luongo today, and then you go, I scored on Roberto Luongo. I don't know. I think him on my team is way cool. I get him for 60 minutes. You got him for 10 seconds.
And not to mention, he's probably not going as hard as he can, and there's always going to be an asterisk next to that goal.
Right. He's out there.
Anytime you tell the story, you go, what was it, a 9 o'clock beer league?
Yeah,
Okay,
right.
buddy. You know what I mean? You're like,
his name said Luongo. Was it really him?
Dude,
right.
You guys are crazy that you're not picking the goal, dude. I'm picking the fucking.
I picked the goal.
Oh yeah.
No, Tyler picked the goal.
Oh yeah. It's just if you have 5 chips already, yeah.
Hey, I've been bringing hot takes all night, so I just take it
Of course he is, dude. No, dude, I'm taking the fucking glory, dude. I'm like, yeah,
the glory. I don't know. To me, the glory is playing with the guy.
I'm getting that date tattooed on my ass, dude. Like I'm like.
Me and him are getting tattoos on our asses together. We're on the same team.
He's an old man. He's 45 years old. He ain't partying with you guys. He's having a couple beers. He's gluten-free, White Claws, you know, like this.
White Claws, hey, they're as good as Michelob Ultras.
Same amount of calories, dude.
That's right.
So
that's where I'm at most days, except when I'm drinking this water.
There you go. But yeah, no, I the goal for sure. So yeah, Tyler's got it right. Retrospectively, you got 5 chips already. Like, take the fucking goal, dude.
Yeah,
you know, chip,
I'm good.
So, anyways, all right, boys. We hit plenty of things that we don't need to knock out Nashville and Chicago. We can do that another time. But
yeah, we can save it.
Yeah, we got content for next time. So but I appreciate you guys coming out and hanging out. Thanks a lot. I'll be posting it later. And
thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Later, Brad. Later, Ty. Take it easy.
Good night. See you guys. Bye.
Later.